After you've been away from a narcissistic abuser for a while, you look back and you realize just how bad of a situation you were in. And you think about how, to you, it was somehow normalized and what you put up with, and how you should have never put up with any of that, not even a fraction of it. And it can be confusing. It can be confusing to yourself as far as, how did I let that happen for it to get that bad? And what it is that narcissistic abuser gradually abused you more and more and more. So if it happened all at once, you'd be like, oh, wow, F this, I am out, you know? But they gradually did it, and they did it in a way for you to always have a little bit of hope, until one point you just felt trapped. Usually they move you away from your family, they isolate you away from your friends, they turn people against you, and there's nowhere you can go. And you just gave up on life. Another thing I noticed is, with me, I look back and I think, how on earth is this even allowed in society? How does this person make it in society, acting the way that they do? How can they have a job that allows them to act that way? How can they function and be alive? How did they get away with so much, with so many laws that they break? How can there be such a lack of law enforcement, a lack of everything, a lack of anyone standing up for themselves and against these people? How is it that so many individuals allow such a terrible person to go on for so long, to the point where they could actually get away with being that bad of a human being? I'm glad I escaped, but I look back at it now and I realize just how horrible it was for so long, how I was trapped and had no way out for such a long period of time as well. And I do forgive myself for that, you know. I understand how it happened, but I also am not in denial by how horrible of a situation I was in, being around that crazy woman. And another thing, and I've said this before, I've dealt with a lot of narcissistic, abusive personalities in my life. They are crazy. They're out of their minds. All right? They're crazy people. And just because psychology gives a name to that type of crazy doesn't mean they're not crazy. Don't feel bad if people make it sound like they weren't crazy, it was just this disorder, blah, blah, blah. No, yeah, no, they have that disorder, and that's why they're crazy. And there's no way for them to become normal. They are crazy. That was really something, man. I'm really glad I made it out of that. I'm really glad that you made it out of that. And if you're in that situation right now, I hope you make it out of that. I hope you make it out of that alive. It's tough to put resources together when it feels like you have no resources, you know? And I see so much encouragement today for people to not do anything. So much encouragement to use excuses to not take action. And with this type of conditioning today, it makes it more difficult psychologically to get past that hump. But if you are in that situation, you'll have to take action. I know someone, I know a girl's been in a situation like that for years, refuses to take action. It's like, okay, that's your choice. But don't say that you don't have a choice to take action or not. You choose to stay in that situation, you know, but you have to take action, man.